Morning everyone, back in Bulgaria to do another little bit of work on the house. I'll just spin you around, hang on a sec. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. I don't know what the temperature is at the moment, but it must be up to nearly 20 at the moment. And as you can see, everything's grown ridiculously again. We do have the gardeners coming in the next week or so. But yeah, it's the first time I've actually been across when there's been when it hasn't been cut. Basically, every time I've been across so far, it's sort of just been after the gardens have been. So I've seen plenty of pictures of it overgrown, but I've never actually seen it. Even just getting to the main gate was an issue last night, sort of hacking my way through to get into the house. So I'll show you what I'm up to. Basically, it's just a continuation of what I was doing last time I was here. Everything's going to need a second coat of paint. The living room's probably going to need 3 coats of paint at the very least. It's gone very patchy in there. But I'm actually going to start, let's make a start on the kitchen. We're doing put in a pine worktop along here and following on along here. These units I've made up this morning, they're going to form the basis of the cupboards down this side. I'm limited on space and what I can get here, so I've had to just buy stuff I can fit into the car basically. So I've got 2 metre boards of pine, so these two are just gluing together at the moment. Then I've got some other bits which I'll have to make a piece in there, glue a piece in there, cut them down to size, and then the piece along here, I've got one piece, it's 2 metres, it will go along there, so that one's okay. But the reason I'm starting this is obviously I need the glue to dry before I can handle it. So while the glue's drying, I can go on with something else, and then put the other pieces in. It all needs sanded, and it all needs, we're going to oil it with some food grade oil. And again, I want to try, before I go away, I want to try and get a couple of coats of that on, but it's 24 hours before for each coat to dry, so I need to make a start on the worktops. I'm not going to get fitted this time, but I want to have them ready to go for next time I'm here, basically. And then really just cracking on into the bedroom. I need to sort the light socket out, it's a bit dodgy, so I've got a new one to fit, which I'm going to do now. And I've got some pointing to do. I ran out of paint in there, so I've got to finish off painting, seal the floors, because there's dust from the concrete floors is unreal. So I want to get them sealed before I go. That might be the last thing I do before I leave, to be fair. Yeah, and nothing major, it's just all little bits and pieces, but it all needs doing. So not going to be a huge amount of progress to show, apart from there'll be the startings of a kitchen, so that'll be quite nice to come back to, and hopefully next time I come I can actually sort of finish off fitting the kitchen, or at least the starting point of the kitchen. So the idea being that this unit here is actually concrete, so that's going to stay, but obviously I'll clean up, probably take the doors off the cupboard, and then we're just going to run a curtain along the front, so sort of country cottage style, probably down both sides. Then possibly, I mean, all these will get pushed up a little bit, so we'll probably put another tall unit in there, and then we're aiming to put sort of shelf all the way along, with a rail sort of hanging, sort of pots and pans and things on the rail. It should look quite nice. And then over on this side where I've got all my crap at the moment, we'll do something else with. I'm not quite sure what, we haven't really thought that far through, so. But that'll be the basis, so that'll be quite nice. It'll give me a lot more workspace in here as well, which is something that's very much lacking at the moment. I've also got a sink to fit, which I've got with me. So again, I won't get that fitted as such that it's while I'm here this time, but I want to at least get the holes drilled and it ready to fit. So when the worktop is completely dry, it's next time over, sink goes on and we're sorted. I'm going to have to take the other sink out, whatever. I'll look at that in a bit later. Yeah, that's it for now. Right, so it's a couple of days later now, going back home in the morning, so I'll show you what I've managed to achieve. Right, so in the bedroom area, I've managed to finish off painting the walls all the way down into the end into the bathroom area. Managed to get a light in the bathroom as well, or what will be the bathroom. I haven't done this back wall because we need to, with that pipes and whatever, we're probably going to sort of clad it or something, I don't know what yet, but it's going to have to be a false wall in there. So yeah, got all the pointing done. Haven't sealed it yet. I've started to. It's taken a long time. I may get some more done before I go tomorrow, but it's probably going to have to wait till I come next time. And the floor especially, I need a stiffer brush to brush all the rubble up and what have you. So that's probably going to have to wait till next time. Again, I haven't done anything with the beams either, which is something I wanted to do. But again, that's going to wait till next time now. But I'm pleased to have at least got the walls painted and the holes filled in that needed doing. So that's a good bit of progress. Through into the kitchen, which is where most of the work's been done anyway. This is looking pretty good. I'm quite pleased with this. So managed to get the worktops all pieced together, clamped up, glued up. They've had a couple of coats of oil. They're all in position exactly where they would be. This is the sink, nice stainless steel bowl. That's ready to go in. The holes are all drilled. I need to just work out how to connect it to the waste underneath there. I need to get under there and measure everything because I didn't have any of the dimensions for doing that. So I need to just make sure I've got all the right stuff next time I come across that and plumb that in, and then I can put the worktop on fully. So yeah, so basically we need to just sort of decide what we're doing curtain-wise in front. But thinking about, if we go sort of curtain up to about here, and this gap here, we're thinking maybe a little pull-out island, sort of quite nice, sort of have some shelves on it and maybe put a pine front on, so it looks like a cupboard, but it just wheels out on casters. That's the thought there. Space here is probably where we're going to put a fridge. I mean, we're only going to have a small fridge in here because we're going to utilise one of the, in like the annex building, we're going to utilise that as a utility room. So washing machine and freezers and whatever will go over there. But obviously having a little fridge in the kitchen is obviously going to be a worthwhile thing. And then obviously curtains along there as well. And then just sorting out what we're going to do with the rest of it. So we've got a pine dresser across in the UK, which I think would fit in nicely here. So I think that's something we'll bring across, and it will actually just about fit in this space here. So, or possibly even over there, I don't know. Just excuse me, I'm busy making something to eat and what have you at the moment. But yeah, and I've touched up the paintwork in here. The yellow was covered in great anyway, but there was just a few little areas that I need to finish off over there where the tiles, we weren't sure what we were doing with the tiles initially. We still have an idea with the tiles. I think we're going to put something over there, but the tiles are sound, apart from a couple of cracks and things, but they're all okay. So we'll keep the tiled area. I've just painted over it for now, but as I say, we've got some ideas of what we want to do with that area anyway. So that's still a work in progress. So yeah, well pleased with how that's turned out, to be honest with you. And I've probably got a bit further forward with the kitchen than I thought. I should be able to finish that off next time I'm over quite easily. So yeah, and then in the living room, obviously I'm set up in here for sleeping in here at the moment. This will be the living room, but it's managed to get another coat of paint on actually, and it's covered really well. I really thought I was going to have to put several coats on to get this to cover, but the second coat's gone on brilliantly. So again, well pleased with that. So I had a horrible feeling I was going to be painting this room every time I came across just to get it right, but no, it's come out really well. So yeah, that's good. So basically it's now 3 o'clock. I'm back in the UK tomorrow, so basically I'm kind of done. I need to go around with my tape measure and my notebook, and I need to take a lot of dimensions on everything, because that's the one thing every time I have a thought about something, I've never quite got the right dimensions. I've got various dimensions, so I want to measure everything, write it all down, and help me plan out what I'm doing. So when I come across next time, I can get all the right bits and crack on. So yeah, so I'm going to spend an hour or so just doing that, and then if I've got any time left over, back in the bedroom and carry on just sealing the walls. It's a very slow and laborious job, that, because it's going on. I've only got one brush left. I need to get some more paintbrushes, yeah, it's taking a long time. It takes a lot of doing, and I could do with pouring it into a container, but I haven't got any containers I can use. So yeah, I was just going to leave it till next time, but if I can get some on, I might as well utilise the time and get some on, and it's done. So yeah, that's it. So I'm quite pleased, good bit of progress. Hopefully it'll not be quite as long before I get back across, but you know, we're getting to that time of the year now where it's going to start getting difficult, and we'll see. I'll hopefully get across again before the end of the year, and it'd be nice if Claire can get across with me and get the two of us sort of getting stuck into things as well. Will help enormously. But it's just the way it is at the moment, so I've got to sort of come across when I can, and I can only come across for a few days at a time, so it's, you know, we'll just sort of work around the situation we find ourselves in, basically, and it'll all get done. Yeah, so that's it for now. See you on the next one.